Hello everyone, how are you? I hope, and I think that you are fine. So, today's topic is a very easy and interesting topic of average. So, we know that the formula of average is sum of observations upon number of observations. But let's look at it practically. So, in this class, we will discuss the meaning of average and we will do some simple questions and get some basic formulas and some basic points of average. So, okay, let's begin this class. So, the average is sum of observation upon number of observations, which means that some quantity given to each of the observation the for example here the children. So let's say that the observation is their weights 30 kgs, 30 kgs, 30 kgs and 30 kg. But what does it mean? So we mean, first we'll go with the formula and then we will look at the meaning of it. So let's do it. We have 30 4 times, so which means 30 into 4, and the number of observation is 4 observations. Then we just simply get the answer as 30. What do we mean is that some quantity which is given to these children, they have 30 for example here for instance, and these are the sum comes equal. The sum is equal, which is here 120. For example, here we have 40, 30, 27 and 23. The sum will be 120. The sum will be 120 and then the average will be 120 upon 4, which is 30. And now we can also say that if we give all these children 30 kgs of weight, 30 kgs of weight, what we mean is that the sum comes 120 and it is almost the same. But this is the formula. Let's look at something else. So let's see another thing. For example, these have 80 kilos of weight. So this child has 120 kilos of weight. He's got too fat, I think. So what I mean now, how can we find average without using this formula? So we are not looking at this formula. We know that these children have 80, these three, and but this one has 120, which is quite different. So now this would not work, that the same will be the average. So now what we will do is we will make this 120 80. How can we do this is just subtracting 120 by 40. So this will make it 80. And now we have 40 with us. With me, I have 40 kg. Okay. Now this 40, now the average comes 80, but 40 is left with us. This 40 is being equally divided. This 40 will be equally divided in these 4 children. So we will divide it by 4 and we will get 10. Now we can add 10 here because everyone has 10 now. Plus 10 here, plus 10, plus 10 and plus 10. This becomes 80. So plus 10. So everyone have 90 here. Everyone has 90. So the average will be 90. This would be the average. And that's how we did this thing. Now we can also look at the formulas. Let me erase this. Okay, so now this is the formula, sum of observations upon number of observations. So now the sum of observations is we were doing the previous question. that was 80 plus 80 plus 80, and one was 120, and the number is 4. So the answer is 80, 80, 80 means 240 plus 120, which is 240 plus 120, which is 360 by 4, and this this will be 90. So we did it in another way, but the answer is always same in that way also. And I think, in my opinion, this my way will be a better one when you are solving the questions. So now we are going to look at the basic points. So let's scroll down and look at the basic points. If all numbers get increased by a, then average must be increased by a. So we will be looking at this thing now. So this number is, let's say it was 80, this was also 80, this was also 80, and this was also 80. Forget this thing, I will also erase this. Okay, so now what does this mean is, here this point we are looking at. So all numbers are increased by a number a. All numbers are increased by a number a. Okay, I will write it here, a and a. So as we know, when all the numbers are same, the average, all the observations are same or the numbers are same, the average will be also equal to one observation. For example, we had 80, 80, 80. The observations were same, then the average was also same. So this time we have 80 plus a. We have 80 plus a. 80 plus a. All have 80 plus a. Is this equal? 80 plus a, 80 plus a, and this is equal. Yes, this is equal. So we can say that the average is also 80 plus a. But let's look at it when there was no 80, when there was no a. So what we had was just 80, and the average was 80. The average was 80, and the observations were also 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80, and we divided it by 4. But this time we have 80 plus a. We have 80 plus a. We know that the options are, the answer will be 80 plus a, since the increase in each number, the increase in all the numbers, then the average must be increased. If one is not increased by a, then the average will not increase by a. We'll be looking at it when we'll be doing the questions in some another video. So this time 80 plus a. So this time we have 80 plus a multiplied by 4. So 4 and 4 will be cut. The left out will be 80 plus a. That I think you had understand this thing, that it would be, the average would be increased by a. So this time the a is now in minus, like the at that time was 80. Let's see, we have four observations, and their average is x. Their average is, for example, x. Then when we will add it, when we will subtract it by a, minus a, then the average would be also subtracted by a. But this time what we have to look at is that all the numbers get decreased by a particular same number, And the same happens when we multiply by a all the numbers. So this could be also 80 multiplied by a. So x will be also multiplied by a. And it also happens when we divide it by a. So but all the numbers is to be kept in mind, all the numbers. So I think this is clear. We will get some questions and we will solve it in another video. Let's look at the observations divided by a. So I will do it here. Let me do this.